Wake up, sundown, creatures and gods around. Beware, prepare, it's dangerous. They'll linger in the dark. Climb from below, temples and tombs will fall down. Explore the realms, what is meant to be, take it all. Obey, hear the voice of God, and the best come to your sacred land. Make way to the afterlife. What was once your palace, now your grave. Awaken your soul, dive and devour the Red Sea. Take control and drown the enemies across the vast wild desert. Move your feet along to the rhythm of the sand. Rise and sharpen up your spear. Aim your bow, make them bow down in fear. Chaos and new beginnings. Find your destiny and the magic and the omen of the mind.
Hey, to have peace, yes, Lord, there must be strife. I already see the end of life. I accepted death, my eyes are open. I read and told them there's a light. Eternal life awaits me, yes. No one can dare deny me. And I gladly give my life. All my people in my kingdom point the way. That's a small price to pay. To God to pray every day. To the promised land, I understand the higher the highest height and the lower the lowest depths. I'm not afraid of my last breath. Life is nothing but a test. May the gods only know what's next.
Alarms, hear the voice of God, and the best come to your sacred land. Make way to the afterlife. What was once your palace, now your grave. Awaken your soul, dive and devour the Red Sea. Take control and drown the enemies across the vast wild desert. Move your feet along to the rhythm of the sand. Rise and sharpen up your spear. Aim your bow, make them bow down in fear. Chaos and new beginnings. Find your destiny in the magic and the omen of the mind.
My eyes are open, eternal morning. The crown is golden, I have been chosen. My eyes are open, eternal morning. The crown is golden, I have been chosen.
Awaken your soul, dive and devour the Red Sea. Take control and drown the enemies across the vast wild desert. Move your feet along to the rhythm of the sand. Rise and sharpen up your spear. Aim your bow, make them bow down in fear. Chaos and new beginnings. Find your destiny in the magic and the omen of the mind.
All right, so introduce your name, what team you're on, the kingdom you're in, and what realm you're from.
Yeah, I'm Fish. I'm player, migration leader, and nerf lover of 1960. I'm playing in 60 GT in Anubis realm. I'm a main player and I'm playing mostly an open field focused role in the team.
Hi, my name is Night King. I'm leading BLN and I'm from 365 Kingdom of Sura.
My name is Bug, and my team is 89 VC. We're from the Kingdom 2489, and we are in Bastard. Right?
Hey guys, what's going on? I go by the name Black Panther. I'm from Kingdom 2268 of Alliance SV68. I'm currently in Realm of Anubis.
Hey, we're Baby Raccoon and Choppy, leading Sobek Real Team, Galax Ltd in Kingdom 2949.
My name is Cortex, I'm the leader of SW in Kingdom 2605 in the realm of Bastet.
I'm Khan, I'm the king of K79. Our team is S79, which is a combined of all of our best players in the realm. It's not just one alliance. Our kingdom is 1079, and we are part of the oldest realm of Osiris, so we've been here from the start.
What are your initial thoughts to the new Ark of Osiris changes with Raging Sands modes being introduced?
So originally my thoughts were I wasn't sure like how I was gonna like it or not, but I have to say after playing several matches, I really do like it, and I think it adds a lot of tactical plans that you couldn't do when everyone could see the entire map.
I like it. I really like the graphic, and I really like the new skills. And then does the fog make it a little bit more challenging? I mean, I like the changing.
Well, I like the changes a lot. I think the fog makes stuff a lot more interesting. Strategies become a lot more unpredictable, and surprise victories seem a little bit more likely in the season.
What do you want to say to your opponents?
We're coming. Winter's coming. No, I mean, yeah, good luck to everybody. Hope everybody enjoys it. And I'm looking forward to meet some of these teams with a new mode.
Yeah, I better lose.
We're still a very young team, but everyone's been doing extremely well, and we have a very good group. You should not underestimate us, and we'll definitely show what we're made of this a while.
Go easy on us. Come on now. We're all friends here. But be ready for the challenges.
I want to say congratulations first off. They obviously had to work incredibly hard to get here. No one's in the top 32 that isn't a good team, even if, you know, some bad luck before. And, you know, I hope we have a good match when we play you.
To my opponents, I guess I'll just say good luck and have fun.
As you made it to playoffs, this is where it gets serious. We will do our best to perform as good as we can, and we hope you guys give us the return. Let's see some very competitive matches, show the other kingdoms what the upcoming ones can do and are capable of. Let's have a good time.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the 15 UTC matches in week 3, the group stages, round 3. So glad to be here. My name's Dragothi and I'm going to be your host today. We're going to have a nice matchup, hopefully, between 60 GT versus R75 Royals. Now, if you met me in the 13 UTC matchup, we had a bit of a no-show by one of the combatants, and we had to do some switching around. I hope that you stuck with me as we went through a few different matches to go see who was doing what. But in this match here, we have 60 GT having 2 points already in their respective group, and reigning champions, might I add. Well, at least the competition to the reigning champions 1v is 60 GT, one of the main competitors to the reigning champions. So they're looking to go through this matchup having won Osiris League already. We also have R75 looking to make a name for themselves. Problem is they don't have any points. So I'm curious to see if they're going to do what happened last match. I hope that's not the case. But let's jump into the gameplay really quickly. I just want to show you a couple things before we jump into the actual match. So here we have Group A, 60 GT. Again, like I said, 2 points, currently having beaten their own kingdom mates, 60 MX, by just a little bit of a margin. Very close, considering. And then you have R75, who, decent power level here, but having lost both matches pretty soundly, giving 885N and 60 MX a very convincing victory margin. This, again, is why I'm hoping that that's not the case. If for some reason we have some folks not lining up the way that they're supposed to, we're going to jump over to Group B and go SV68 versus WA49. Now, this is one where WA49 needs to win, or else they have a chance to be eliminated going into the round of 16. So this could be a match that we watch as well. But the main match today is going to be 60 GT versus R75, but there is a backup plan if for some reason this doesn't end up happening. So this group by itself has a contingent of very strong players. Wib obviously being a very strong contender, having 3 points already, played their match earlier against 62 DJ. We've got CN21 and Charisma having won their victory earlier today, getting into that number 2 spot that should move on to the final round. V10 does have the chance to beat CN21 and make a case to have them be the top 2. Then you've got AO77 having a very strong showing so far against RD2K and PK26. DQ39 having 3 wins already. Gloria Vietnam, a previous Osiris League winner, also playing very soon against BOT, looking to get those 3 points as well. And K244 also having 3 points. So we should be looking at a very solid matchup today. There's some things happening that could be big time implications in the playoff progression as we go into the round of 16. Let's see if 60GT's match is up and running, and sure enough, it looks like it is. We go ahead and pull it up, and let's go ahead and hide the skills. Again, we're going to be hiding skills because we don't want to give it an unfair advantage to each player's team. Also, we're going to be on a 12-minute delay, as I'm sure you've already figured out, because we don't want to show where the sentries are being placed and the vision is, so that ultimately it's a fair match across the board. Hiding the skills right now. Let's jump in to the matchup. Okay, as you can see, the votes are in. The votes are in, and 60GT is, in fact, a massive favorite. 99.4% of people have voted for 60GT to win this matchup. Conversely, only 0.6% have allowed for R75 to win. Now, these are obviously likely going to be value bets. So if for some reason they put 1,000 coins in, I think it's something along the neighborhood of like 250 to 1. So they would get 250,000 coins immediately. Problem is 60GT showed up. So 60GT did show up, and it looks like they're going to probably bring a couple more people in. That's 21 plus 5 is 26, 27, 28. They got 2 more people to get in. Could be reinforcements on the Vanguard. Let's jump on the blue side. Looks like some of the folks did show up, but ultimately not the whole team. So we're going to play it by ear and see if we're going to switch the matchup. I think we're going to at least start here and see if maybe, again, 15 or so members pop in here over the next 45 seconds. There's still plenty of time. And again, if everything lines up the way it should, we'll go ahead and stick tight to this game and showcase, according to everybody voting, 99.4% chance of 60GT winning this match. Let me see also as well who all over here has shown up again. 21, 20. Okay, so same thing. We're still waiting on 2 people on the 60GT side. So again, interesting to see if those are 2 Vanguards or if one person needs to migrate. One person needs to teleport in as we count down the last 5 seconds of this matchup. I don't know if they're going to necessarily be using a whole lot of high-level alliance skill strategy here, considering, again, it's only going up against 12 people. So let's see how this goes. Let's at least look and see where they place their sentries to get some guidance on possible strategies going forward. Looks like the sentry placed for 60GT right beside the obelisk up here. Likely to see a timer on the countdown or something to that effect. So maybe they can go ahead and capture the obelisk right away. No obelisk or no sentry placed for the blue team. I don't see any. I didn't see that message come up. Let's go ahead and go out to the front of the gate for the blue team R75 and see where they're going. Got T1 going on the bottom lane, T1 going on the top lane times 3. 3 T1 marches are required for the capture of that top obelisk, evidently. So that's what they've got going on right there. 1 or 2 troop T1 march by Weeping Lion going here on the bottom lane. First blood, blue team taking the outpost of Iset. Going strong there. Now, conversely, first obelisk captured by 60GT very fast. Very fast obelisk capture. In fact, the blue team is a good 20 seconds behind on capturing their first obelisk. In fact, 60GT capturing their second obelisk farther away from their home base than blue team capturing this one. And you should actually go into that, not beside that. Wasting precious seconds is Weeping Lion. There we go. He tapped it. Good job on that. Outpost captured. Oh, my goodness. Look at all these marches from 60GT. I mean, that would just be scary. I've seen this before in KVK. I've seen this before, and it's not pretty. When this is coming at you, I'm going to tell you right now, you start to question a little bit about your manhood. And certainly you start to question about the resource count that you have to see if you have enough healing resources in the bank. This is this is tough to go up against. It's strong. We obviously have the latest and greatest commanders being used by 60GT, likely maxed already after a fresh MGE win in 1916. Conversely, we have no blue team members on the bottom lane coming from the gate. Everything's going to the top lane. They decided top lane is where we make our stand. Everybody to the top. I don't know if anybody's actually going to teleport in or going to have the capability to teleport in. We have a T1 march over here. I think that's T1. Yep, that's T1 march for 60 GT. Could likely just come over here and tap this once the, well, they can tap it now and start the timer for red. Minute and 30 seconds until this spawns here. I think what we're going to do, I mean, let's go ahead and just see how this first part plays out. Maybe we'll take a peek at the middle fight of the first middle fight here. We only have, well, we have 9 minutes left. Maybe not. Ooh. Yeah, this is going to be we'll watch this fight. We'll watch this fight, and assuming no more marches or no more players come in for R75, then we'll go ahead and swap over to our SV68 match, and we'll go from there. But R75 looking to make a stand over here by this obelisk. We have T5 and T4 marches coming in to make their stand. 60 GT starting to come in with a Justinian Leopard rally, which is going to be very strong. Top tier equipment, top tier everything. But again, Justinian isn't very tanky. So ultimately, if it does get swarmed down, it will go down fairly rapidly, but it will cause some damage on the back end too. Look at all these swarming marches. Getting a lot of counterattack damage going. Here comes the big fight right below, right at the sentry where 60 GT placed it earlier in the match. Bottom lane obelisk already taken again for 60 GT, so that part is done. We do have, again, R75 bringing basically everybody to this obelisk for one big fight maybe. And then ultimately it'll start to migrate back towards their gate, and then ultimately that'll be GG for the blue team, and 60 GT will take the victory. But right now, a nice little open field fight. I'd be interested to see if any red marches go back with sad faces. There's one. Of course, it's an Ethelfled Trajan. Let's see how this looks. Are any alliance skills going to be used on this massive, massive fight? That is super important for the capture of this obelisk. We'll see how this goes. There goes the first sad faces for the blue team. More sad faces for the blue team. One more, two more for the red team. And red overwhelming this side of the map here. Everything's starting to turn red. Teleports coming in, so this will be a nice little camping ground for some points to be generated, although SW for GT already with almost 10,000 points. Just a few minutes into this matchup. More and more 60 GT are coming up. All the buildings are turning red. In fact, they're kind of skipping some of these that just to get to this fight so they can get their points. There's a new commander on the battlefield as well by 60 GT. Sir Roxo getting a couple of his marches back from that quick little mid-fight here. It looks like 60 GT has, in fact, they have, in fact, won this match already. So we're going to jump over to the SV68. I just checked the base as well, and there's no additional cities porting in or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to the SV68 match so you don't have to sit there and watch marches camping, killing each other, trying to get points. So let me go over to the schedule. Nope, let's go over to the watch button. And again, we're going to go stick with Realm of Anubis this time, and we're going to go down and hit the, where is it at? S68 versus WA49. Let me get the alliance skills hidden, and we should be coming up to a fairly quick mid-fight for the arc. Let's go ahead and hit the right button as well. Here we go. So we've got blue really leading the way here with building capture. Sky Altar in favor of blue currently, although red team trying to go ahead and get this structure back. WA49 is in the red when we got SV68 in blue. And blue doing a great job taking forward structures. We have the Shrine of Life taken with tons of folks here to do some damage in the port-in area of WA49 as well. Sky Altar, like we saw earlier, is still blue, although it is a Guan garrison, so not properly garrisoned. But there's plenty of people here now with Boudica Prime to be able to hold this and keep it blue. It just got taken back again, so it looks like it actually flip-flopped there for just a second, 5 seconds ago. Shrine of War being tickled by Tenshim of WA49, and we have our mid-fight starting to go ahead and pull up. Now again, remember we have visibility things here, so the blue team can't see the red team. Looks like they haven't placed a sentry anywhere on the back end of this, so they don't know that the red team's actually coming to the middle, and vice versa. The red team doesn't know that just right here, there is a bunch of blue players. There's the hidden sentry by WA49. I'm assuming it's going to get placed right here. Oh, they topped it right on top of the temple. There you go. So now they know, but conversely again, blue team has no idea that the red marches are right here, ready to rock and roll. Now they can obviously assume that this is the case, but now that we see both visions here, now the blue team probably sees a little bit of this, although again, I'm not sure. Blue team currently has a significant points per minute advantage, although it's only 50 right now. Buildings are capturing in favor of blue at the moment, and they will be big time points for the blue team once it happens. Curious to see. Okay, now it's starting to see. Is this a scout? This is a scouting march, it looks like. Since they don't have vision with a sentry, they sent a scouting march over here and lost a march just for that. That is interesting. Now we've got full vision again. That one march did its duty, I guess, and gave temporary vision to the blue team. But now they have no vision again. And now they still don't know what's going on here. Interesting. We got 3.5 minutes until this arc spawns. Another possible couple scout marches positioning forward. Let's check the Sky Altar as well. Sky Altar looks firmly in favor of the red team now, although points were delayed and denied. We've got WA49 surrounding the temple on the bottom, and we've got SV68 surrounding the top here. Now, again, vision for the red team is strong. Vision for the blue team is strong enough at the moment. Now they can finally see everything. Oh, wait, that's the red team. We got both. Okay, no, that's the red team. Okay, so at the end of the day, they both can see each other now finally because they're both basically on top of the temple. With 2 minutes, 45 seconds left, Rally goes by towards the outpost. Interesting. I think both teams are fairly equally matched here from a number standpoint. Maybe a slight advantage to the blue team, although I think more marches are coming for the red team than are for the blue team. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. Now we're going to see a more traditional alliance skill usage here, where they try to stack up as much damage and damage mitigation skills as possible for this middle fight. As we see again, from a structure standpoint, blue still having a slight advantage, owning one more outpost and one more Shrine of Life. Shrine of Life being very important now, having 5% health and 5% march speed, especially for a middle fight, is significant. Now, again, they just lost it, as I say that, 6 seconds ago. But anyway, everything's starting to knot up equal 50-50. But again, some damage has been done. Look at this, 2,000 point advantage already for the blue team because of how long they delayed point generation for the altars and the shrines, and still harassing, looks like, these outposts as well. So this is going to be fun. We're going to be seeing a nice little matchup. Lots of positioning happening, by the way. Let's go ahead, and this is the blue. Wait, yep, they finally placed it. That's why they've got vision. So now they have vision over here on the back end. They can see what's coming, and they have a little bit more ability to do some positioning strategically. Now, conversely, WA49 placed theirs right on top of the temple, so they don't see anything behind. They just see this little ball here getting added to little by little. Little do they know, another 10, 15 marches coming from, well, maybe 10 marches coming from both sides. Lots more coming from the middle as well. So they don't have vision of that. This is looking to be a fairly even matchup from a numbers standpoint, it looks like, although I think the stack is a little bit better on the red team. Here we go. We got Dust Up being used by SV68 on the blue team. We've got Total Vision being used by WA49 on the red team. Total Vision also being used by SV68. So a slight, now it's equal. Dust Up being used by WA49. A little bit of a change of timing, but here we go. We've got the clash, the main clash happening in the middle. So much graphics from the skills being fired off. Tons of AoE here. We're really going to have to just keep an eye on the sad faces and see who has bigger bulks of sad faces going home with dead marches. So far, I think the advantage is towards the red team from a sad face standpoint, almost to a 2-to-1 mark here. We do have a double C by SV68 camping over here by the temple trophy for 1v here. I'm thinking from what I'm seeing here, red team does have a slight advantage. Let's zoom out just a smidge and see what we're looking at. Blue team with a lot of members still on the field. Now we're starting to see a lot more red marches go back. This may start swinging towards the blue team as this fight continues on. Lots of marches here with red and yellow bars. That AoE crunch from both sides doing a ton of work. And while the blue team was starting to lose more marches more quickly, this arc has been grabbed by that double C from SV68. And it has been moved decently forward towards its own side. So we do have some changes going on. If the blue team grabs this, they already have a 1,700 point lead with a almost 160 points now, points per minute in favor of the blue team. Blue team looks like they're wiping the floor now with WA49 Tensham. He is over here. He pulled back halfway through and is not moving anymore. A little bit of a fear striking on Tensham here, and he is now not moving and frozen, petrified. Shrine of War already being attacked by the blue team here, grabbed and currently garrisoned by XY. Not your top tier garrison, but it's likely what was taken. It's likely what took this Shrine of War in the first place. Now we have a Scipio garrison, which is a little bit more effective, but still basically the same as XY. Maybe one more skill is available. Red losing their rally against this Shrine of War of the blue team, and a couple more reinforcement marches over here could pop in here to keep this just a smidge longer. However, the blue wave starting to crash over here on the left side on the Desert Altar, bottom lane. Looks like the red team placed their hidden sentry up towards their opponent's Shrine of War on the top lane. Blue team coming over here, red team recognizing the threat, coming here from their starting area over by their obelisk. Blue team coming to swarm this Zenobia down. Could be Zenobia YSS, could be Zenobia Heraclius, it could be Zenobia Flavius. Could be any number of things. We'll see once we start to see the skills go off. Blue team coming from both directions on the bottom lane against this Desert Altar. Just quickly checking on the arc. It is a free and clear carry, although we do have a half-dead Nevsky March coming over here. This Guan and Boudica Prime should be able to handle it. I would already start attacking them if I were them. Peacemaker relying on these two marches to do some work, and unfortunately getting let down just a smidge as Peacemaker continues to try and come over to the Desert Altar. Even Cupcake here could help a little bit. Hunter finally recognizing the issue, coming back with the Boudica Prime. Guan flipping around, noticing the threat, attacking their arc carrier. And just like that, engaged. We do have Hunter again coming over with his Guan to try and save the day. This Boudica Prime lasting quite a long time, taking very minimal damage. In fact, half damage to what the Nevsky is taking. Although, again, once the skills go off for Nevsky, it'll start to stack up. But I think this will, in fact, survive. Desert Altar again. Big fight for blue and red. Blue looking to try and do a little more damage on the bottom lane here. Most of their stuff has been done in the middle and top lane as far as their success goes. But right now, it is a 1,600 point match in favor of the blue team. Points per minute, however, again, still in favor of the blue team. And the blue team has an arc that looks like they're about to actually capture. Although the arc carrier is down now. Now, the red team can make a play here. The red team takes the Desert Altar and has marches left over on the field and possibly picks it up and grabs it. They could swing that 3,000 point arc back in their favor and make this a little bit more difficult for the blue team to make headway. Now, again, Desert Altar going really well for the red team. They're holding it very strong. In fact, also taking the Sky Altar on that same lane, pushing heavily forward. Rayleigh here. We have Anpan doing some work over here to keep this structure in red's hands. Currently also holding the Sky Altar is Jan, doing some serious work with some solid reinforcements, it looks like here as well. So red starting to stabilize and actually, again, pressuring that arc, but ultimately arc is captured. It's back at the Temple of Osiris. Blue team eliminates the threat. Jadwiga laughing in the face of this Joan Prime, and ultimately will take those points to the bank. Now it's 11,000 to 6,600. Again, a 3,400 point lead. But again, pretty minimalized by the red team. Red team really started to shift that structure game back very quickly, noticing that they did not win that mid fight. I like the recovery from the red team as they now own 3 altars. A minute left until this altar starts ticking points. This one already is, and so is this one. So This one will start giving an extra 150 points per minute very shortly. Blue team doing a good job of organizing first before they pull down, but let's see what the no vision for the red team up here, so they don't know that that's happening. Now they start to see a couple marches coming through, and that's when they're going to start reacting, I'd imagine, very shortly. 30 seconds until this starts ticking points for the red team, WA49. Desert Altar under heavy duress again. Red team had this pretty well handled. However, now blue team really putting some pressure on, bringing some more open field marches, although not significantly enough numbers, I think, to beat up on this garrison and kill the open field from the red team enough, although they may surprise me. You do have more red marches coming in. This is a garrison flipping his garrison. You have Flavius Heraclius on that one. This is Zenobia holding strong, although it is in the yellow. We may see possible with the swarm here. We may see a possible garrison defeat from inside the structure, which would give a random march inside the garrison lead, and that would be a problem. But it looks like red is cleaning this up very effectively, very efficiently. Sky Altar now, led by Jan, is going to probably go down with this much blue around it. Lots of red marches here, but red is ticking points in favor of themselves. Look at the points per minute, 740 to only 280 for the blue team. So again, we're narrowing the margin here. It's just under 4,000 points in favor of the blue team now. So it's about a 3,800 point match in favor of blue at the moment. We do have another arc spawning in just under 6 minutes. I'd imagine this will likely start to fill up with marches from both sides very shortly. In fact, red getting the jump on this and likely trying to position effectively, knowing that this next arc is worth 3,500 points, and that would effectively tie them up as we go into maybe a third or fourth arc, depending on how these things get captured. Desert Altar heavily taken care of by their own team here. Blue team holding this firm. We did see the Sky Altar get taken back as well for the blue team on the bottom lane, but minute and 20 until those start ticking points. So again, 570 now still to 360 points in favor of the red team. Red team holding strong on their structure game as they also start to go towards the middle fight. Now, blue team sees this. They see when the red team is going in. The sentry is placed right here. So we do see blue team marches coming into the middle as well to mirror what the red team's doing. This guy's trying to figure out, do I want to go towards the Desert Altar and try and take that, or no, I want to go towards the middle. So let's go to the middle. Everybody's going towards the middle in the blue team, and there's still plenty of time. 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Plenty of time to go ahead and get this thing done. Another sentry placed the exact same spot. That's weird. So I would have thought maybe they wanted to place it here, or if they wanted to have a little bit of help for the structure game, maybe they could have placed it over here or something so that they could see it a little bit better. Blue team using it the way I just suggested. So getting to see the reinforcements coming into the Sky Altar assault, not only now during when the arc actually is about to spawn, but also during the fallout, like after the arc is done and captured and there's been some kind of resolution to whoever wins the middle fight. They still have a good amount of vision in the bottom lane here for when they want to go defend the Sky Altar. So now they know what to send and what to send to the middle, and also what to send to the Sky Altar. So again, very similar to last time. Positioning just behind the temple is WA49. And same thing with SV68. Why change it if it worked great last time? So they're going to do the same thing. Pouring into the middle. Now these two marches right here, going back from Slapshot. Not sure where they're going. I will say there is some red here, but they're getting cleaned up relatively nicely. I think you can go ahead and turn around and go back to the middle fight. There you go. He threatened to come over there and help. Don't make me come over there. He said, don't make me come over there. I'll slap shot you across this map. Here we go, Frostmaker trying to solo back this Shrine of Life. I'm not sure what's in it, but good luck to him. Sky Altar taken for the blue team as well. WA49 wants to minimize this activity. They need to have as many points per minute going in their favor as possible, and they need to win this mid fight. That's the big key here. We do have another rally going for the red team right through here. In fact, the red team probably could have swarmed that down. It's only 500,000 troops inside of this rally. But again, here we go. WA49 hiding a Nevsky over here. Oh, not hiding. Good job by the red player here, trying to get this SV68 double C led march away from the, I guess, no clipping over here on the temple area. So he was able to hide his march right underneath the platform to come in here and swoop and try and grab it. Interesting. Now that he's been seen, that's the second time he was doing that. Fight is engaging early. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Dust up being used by SV68 blue team. Dust up being used by WA49 red team. Heaven's Grace used by SV68. If there is no To the Death, or if there is no Heaven's Grace being used on WA49, then blue team has a significant advantage here going into this fight. I anticipate a lot more red marches going back with sad faces if this is the case. No more alliance skills being used by the red team. Blue team currently having, well, I was about to say it, but now has 2 altars instead of 3. It does look like the blue team also did take the Shrine of Life on the top lane for against the red team. Fight still raging on. Tons of AoEs pouring down from the heavens. Blue team looking very strong here, though. Lots of red faces going back. That extra heal making the difference. Look at the red team. Not nearly as many marches here as the blue team, and lots of marches getting killed by that AoE swarm from the blue team. Now, this is the time for the red team. It looks like they've already started doing it. This is the time for the red team to really focus on structures if they haven't done so already, and it looks like they have. Shrine of Life taken again, like we said earlier, during the middle of the fight. And big clean sweep here for the blue team as well in the middle. Middle currently owned by blue team with more red marches coming, although I don't know how effective they're going to be at doing anything, although there is still a minute until this arc actually spawns. So they could actually, depending on which way the blue team decides to go, they could counter and go towards the desert altar of that side or the Shrine of War for this side and ultimately try and do a little bit of a counter maneuver. But blue team heavily destroying the middle here. Looks like folks are either just randomly coming in, not paying attention to their marches or what, but that's happening. Sky Altar back in favor of the blue team. Guan Garrison, as we like to see, pretty much nonstop inside of this Osiris League playoff system. WA49 trying to get the reinforcing marches on the outside lane and trying to also hold with a Henry Garrison. That does not work. Red team now taking Shrine of War and Sky Altar back. How does that happen? Sky Altar taken by a Julius Caesar Garrison. SV68 now having to wait a further probably 2 minutes and 10-15 seconds because this Julius decided to take it right under their noses. And just like that, 30 more seconds of point generation delayed for the blue team because of that. Now we've got Guan over here trying to come and capture this Shrine of War back. But being harassed by the red team is this blue player. More blue players are coming back from the middle, though, on the top part of the lane. Nebuchadnezzar holding this structure as best as possible. But again, Nebuchadnezzar is a rally commander. Now we have the new Archer commander, also an open field commander. Not the best for Garrison, but still doable. Does the trick in a pinch. Here we are at the Shrine of War on the top lane for the red team. Blue team now swarming in from the middle after having solidly won that mid fight. Arc Carrier walking back. A little bit of a prancing maneuver here. Double C primary is the choice. And again, it's a very good choice. One of the best speedy marches in the game. We do have him moving back towards the middle of nowhere. So we'll see where he goes. He could decide to just go over here and capture it at the outpost, or he could go over here at the obelisk and capture it. Obviously, the outpost is a dangerous maneuver, as those are easily taken with only 500,000 troop capacity available. We do have Red really pressuring this Jadwiga Garrison Desert Altar. Red also has taken the Shrine of War and maintained it for quite some time, although I think the blue team is about to take it back, likely with some swarming marches from the middle and from their obelisk area. There, in fact, it is. Arc still being run by the blue team towards their obelisk-ish area. Outpost as well down for the blue team, and the Shrine of War being taken by the blue team on the top lane away from the red team. SV68 continuing to try and hold this Desert Altar, although it is looking fairly precarious. WA49 putting a lot of troops into this push here on the Desert Altar on the top lane, and it may in fact go down. This Jadwiga is looking sus, and there it goes. That Desert Altar is now red. WA49 disrupting points, but also hopefully trying to get some points because they are behind by 3,000 points currently, and blue team has a 3,500 point dagger in their pockets. This is a big deal. I think to win, this WA49 team needs to really solidify their structure game, which they've started to do, but also they need to win this next arc. There's no coming back from this next arc. If the next arc drops and SV68 wins it. I think that's GG for the red team. But both of these teams really looking to make their mark on this playoffs. Osiris League Season 7 coming to you live-ish with a 12-second delay or 12-minute delay. Looks like this is still going to be red, although SV68 from the blue team is looking to come back here and deliver some street justice to the WA49 open field team here as they look to get their Desert Altar back. Although it is a Jan-led garrison for WA49, nothing to sneeze at, very tanky and very damage dealing. So this could hold for us a little bit longer as WA49 still has quite a few open field marches, although most of them are in the red and yellow. So this could likely go down quickly with 40 seconds until this altar starts to tick points in favor of the red team, WA49. SV68 looking to take that building back. Conversely, we have a defense over here by WA49 with Zenobia looking to hold this against an onslaught from SV68. And it looks like they may actually do it, but more open field reinforcements are coming in. I'm curious to see where this rally is going. It is going to the Shrine of War. Sometimes you see them come through here whenever they're also going to the outpost. So speaking of outposts, there's the rally that's going to likely take that from Zenobia. We do have Henry and likely the new commander, Yuge Lang. And here we go. Fairly squishy rally, so this will likely go down fairly quickly. Desert Altar, however, still red on the Zenobia, but also still, when I say it was still red, it was still low health, but also still red. So very much for the red team. They were able to hold that strong. And really, I mean, even this one was held very strong. Look at this, still holding for the red team here. And this is points just being generated and minimizing that arc capture that they are likely to do. I don't think this needs 3 people over here holding it along with multiple more. Hunter can just keep it steady. Don't need to have all your marches there defending. This is eventually going to go down in favor of the blue team, unless more marches pop in there at the last second, just like what just happened. This Huo Qubing could have definitely popped in there. That's a cavalry garrison. That's a cavalry march. The only thing that should stop you from jumping in there is if you are the garrison lead. Jump in if you are the red team, if you want to keep that altar. And just like that, a couple more popping in. This player should be going in. Oh, garrison dies. The Jan dies. So Joan Prime is the new choice, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Lots of AoE damage. Possible double skill popping off during garrison. Or is that open field map only? I'm not 100%. I can't remember. This will likely go down in just a few seconds in favor of the blue team. There it goes. So now they're back knotted up. In fact, the blue team has gotten a Shrine of Life away from WA49 as well. That will help them. Also assault the Desert Altar again, along with likely a push from the north. This is looking very good for the blue team on the bottom lane. Possibly getting to grab all these altars would be very helpful for them. And this red push is looking strong too, but possibly defended by the blue team. Top lane looks like again, the arc carrier is just sitting tight, sitting pretty. Red team still pushing this Jadwiga garrison after losing it just a few moments ago, about 40 seconds ago. But blue looks very strong in this position and will be pushing down towards the Shrine of War very shortly. Red looking to counter that by fielding their own marches over towards that direction. I really think this Desert Altar is going to be in trouble, though. Let's stay here and see what this fight looks like. Let's take a peek at the vision. Red team sees some things happening, but nothing all-encompassing. Same thing with the blue team. They see some contingent on the Desert Altar area, but not the full picture. As we see more and more marches coming up from the south here. Rally coming in again from Cafe over to the Shrine of War. I think they should break that and try and hold this Desert Altar, because ultimately this could be bad. This could be bad for the red team if they don't address this quickly. This is likely going to be a rally plus swarm coming in. Lots more coming in as well for the blue team. Here is the rally for the Desert Altar for the blue team. This could be very bad for the red team. Red team needs to definitely get this secured up, or else they will be in big, big trouble. Henry getting harassed on the way through to the Shrine of War. Red losing a lot of open field marches needlessly by engaging solo on the left side. And now pushing is blue team to surround this Flavius garrison. Hidden sentry being placed by SV68 over on the top lane by the Sky Altar. And here we go. Fights happening around the structure here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for WA49 to hold this. This needs to stay red if they want to compete in this matchup. Here we go. Only a 1,200 point match right now, but again, you have to understand 3,500 points still in the bank for the blue team, ready to capture, which would make it a 4,700 point match. Again, this last arc will be critical. There's only 7 minutes until the timer here. 24 minutes left, so there will be another arc, 100%. Now, who will capture it? That we don't know. Both Sky Altars being lost by their respective defenders. Blue team owning the top Sky Altar and red team owning the bottom Sky Altar. A big fights again around the Zenobia. Zenobia getting heavy swarmed here. Red needs to be doing everything they can to fill that garrison. They do not want to start losing 150 points per minute for 3 minutes. That would be a huge blow for them. And that's why the blue team is just heavy swarming as much as they can and also killing open field marches. Red team doing what they can to hold. I just don't think it's going to be enough. There's so much blue. Look at how much blue is here. They're just surrounding the structure because they don't have enough spots to get in. Zenobia dangerously low on that health bar. More marches are coming in from the south here, but again, it needs to be more than that. I don't think that's going to be enough to hold this, although lots of blue marches going back sad. That's Zenobia holding strong. Another reinforcement popping in there. You saw the health bar go up a smidge. Now you're starting to see some of these red marches go back with sad faces. The open field getting cleared up. Open field being the reinforcing marches for the red team. And ultimately, I think just because of the sheer volume of blue marches here, this will likely turn blue. Although this Zenobia has done an admirable job holding this Desert Altar for as long as it has, but I think eventually it will, in fact, go down. You can see the numbers being very low for the Swarmers here. This is going to pop here any minute. This player over here deciding to go ahead and just watch it from the sidelines, do a little supervising. Conversely, though, Sky Altar goes down in favor of the red team, at least for a little bit. In fact, it's been that way for a while. It will look like it'll go to the blue team here shortly, but not after having it captured by the red team. Now it's back in Blue's hands. Henry, however, that Henry rally did take that Shrine of War. Everybody that was here to defend this went down here to take the Desert Altar. I think that's a fair trade. I think that ultimately that's the better trade if you're on the blue team. Not only did you deny 150 points per minute, but now you have enough people down here to defend it. And that's a big deal whenever you're talking about Shrine of War. Yes, the attack and defense bonuses are nice, but this is almost half the points of generation that you're getting, or giving, I guess, to get 150 points per minute here very shortly. And you're denying your enemy almost twice the points per minute, which is a big deal considering your lead currently is down to 800. Although, again, it's 800 really plus 3,500 from this arc. 4 minutes and 20 seconds until this respawns to the middle and nobody gets points. That would be painful for the blue team if they decide to go that route. That being said, the blue team with the advantage, not only with the arc, but also with an extra altar as well. Sky Altar, still a minute left until that starts generating points. Red team currently has the point per minute advantage at 120 extra versus the blue team, but this will change things once it starts ticking points in 40 seconds. Red really doing everything they can to position around their Desert Altar to try and get this back. 30 seconds until it goes blue. Ultimately, though, I think red will eventually get this back, but at what cost and how long? 3 minutes, 40 seconds until the arc respawns. Shrine of Life also under heavy assault, although blue team has plenty of people over here to deny the red team from taking that. Although the garrison, not my best choice. This garrison is a little rough. Luckily, no more red marches coming, so blue should hold this just fine. Desert Altar going down in favor of the red team. Boudica Prime, not the optimal choice for that garrison. Joan Prime, a little bit better, but still not optimal. Do we have any garrison players around here at all? We have Zenobia walking away. Oh, there you go. Now we understand. Sargon primary on the garrison now. This could be iffy. Get Zenobia in there. Swap the garrison. Load it up. There it is. Step 1, step 2, step 3. This player over here with the Flavius doing a lot of work. Admiring the Sphinx. big marches and big rallies over here for the red and blue team. Blue team looks to have the field advantage, but ultimately red is coming in from the south to try and grab the Scholar back. Jadwiga doing a great job of holding against this rally. Rally is getting swarmed by the blue team as well. Smart move on their part. Checking the Desert Altar on the same lane. Zenobia holding firm. Red team doing what they can to kill the swarmers. Zenobia doing a great job from a counterattack standpoint. Look at this, 3,000, 2,000. Ooh, those numbers are going down. Those numbers are going down for the red team's counterattack damage. They need to do everything they can to keep that building full and swarm these swarmers down. Looks like they're going to do just that. XY having the highest health, at least for right now. It will eventually go down. Now, Boudica Prime having the highest for the blue team. Looks like another Henry rally coming over here to the Shrine of War. Again, trying to do some of their magic they did earlier, but ultimately, blue team has plenty here to stop that from happening. Sky Altar now firmly defended by the blue team, so they will hold that. 20 seconds until this Desert Altar starts ticking points back in favor of the red team. 1 minute 30 seconds until this arc respawns. Let's see if we see any movement from Hunter over here, or if he's not paying attention. So we've got the Boudica Prime from Hunter over here moving around. We have 1 minute and 15 seconds. Now, what happens here? Let's have a quick conversation about that. So 1 minute until this arc respawns. Now, of course, when I say that, he moves. So, oh, but he's moving over here. Okay, so it's 30 seconds to get to the obelisk. Okay, that's good for them. I thought it was going to be like a minute. We could have had some problems here, people. Either he doesn't know that he can capture it into a city, or he's just timed this out perfectly where it's 18 seconds to walk to the obelisk and 46 seconds until this respawns. That means, again, whether he captured it 5 minutes ago or whether he captured it now, there still would be at least one more arc available. Now, unless it's won instantly, this could make this a one more arc game only. So here we are. We see the capture by Hunter. There it is. Now the points are true, and it's a 4,200 point lead for the blue team currently. Hidden Sentry being used by the blue team as well, SV68, right behind where they're preparing for that mid-fight. They know they cannot let the red team get this next arc. It is a 4,000 point arc, and it's a 4,900 points now? It looks so. So 4,900 point lead currently in favor of the blue team. 4,000 points would go a long way to make that a closer match. And if they can hold structures and take structures, red team has a solid chance to still win this. Where this team is very much still in the game. Again, vision being a thing here, guys. So see the red team here holding firm, not understanding that there's a big ball of blue here. Then conversely, just seeing them move down here now, blue team moving down, not seeing any of the red team, wondering where they're all at. Okay, we'll just swarm it. And then ba-boom. Here comes the red. Well, they're not moving. They need to be moving. Kill the peoples. That's what you need to do. There you go. Stop them from swarming your structure. That's a big deal. Big part of this game. Let's see if a battle report will come up. No. This has never worked in 7 seasons. Why would it come up now? Here we go. Jan getting swarmed down. The party is not going in his favor. Red team throwing a party, and Jadwiga now wanting to show up. Also not liking the party, saying this is too many people for me. I don't like this. She likely will go down and go back home because the party is not what she was expecting. There it goes. Red team takes the Sky Altar away from the blue team. Desert Altar holding with the Flavius, who I'm assuming was over here admiring the Sphinx, having quickly refreshed his troops and being refreshed from his mini vacation over here. He is now garrisoning the structure. Now we do have a Jadwiga barely getting reinforcements. It looks like it will go down in favor of the blue team, just not enough red popping into the structure quickly enough. And just like that, blue takes the Desert Altar away from the red team, even though the red team has basically the same amount of troops, maybe a little bit less, but basically the same amount of troops here to defend. Now Zenobia garrisoning for the blue team. That's exactly what you want to see if you're a blue team fan. SV68 doing exactly what they should be doing, taking forward structures away from their opponents and garrisoning with proper garrisons on the front lines. Shrine of War is under assault, although, again, Henry is a very squishy march, so it will, in fact, go down. That's a rally, of course. But Jan here holding firm on the Sky Altar again for the red team. So red team banking on getting some points over here. Although the red team reinforcements and open field looking a little shabby, not only from a number standpoint, but also from a health standpoint. Now we have WA49 positioning forward of the temple with over 5 minutes left until this arc spawns. We do have more and more SV68 pouring into the top, though. Looking very strong for the blue team here. A little weaker for the red team. Let's see what the vision looks like. So there is enough vision, at least for this ball, from red because of their sentry. Sorry for flicking around the screen like that, but that's what happens sometimes. More and more blue marches are coming into the middle. And now WA49 is seeing the full extent of it. WA49 trying to mirror, but are behind. Not only in the match, but also in coming to the middle. And with this being such an important Ark of Osiris, I would think that they would be coming to the middle a little quicker. This Desert Altar may have really hurt them coming to the middle because they got to get this back. They can't just let SV68 have this for the entire mid fight. They can't allow it. It's not something that's on their radar. This Desert Altar over here looking very blue and very Yanish. The mid fight, though, let's see if there's any mid fights starting yet. No mid fights. This Hunter player over here in the double C still inside. This likely needs to be addressed by the developers. This should be fixed. But this player being smart and understanding what it is, trying to do some damage to this. Although, again, this is actually beneficial to the double C March to let him go down past half health because it makes him faster with the charge talent on the mobility tree. Or a cav tree, excuse me. I mean, red doing what they can. Everything's knotted up even at the moment from a structure standpoint. Surprised they got this blue, Desert Altar that was blue back so quickly. There was enough blue here to really kind of make some waves and really delay. But blue has taken advantage of the situation, and I believe it is a 2-to-1 numbers ratio in favor of blue. Now, keep in mind, guys, no to the death has been used on either side. Heaven's Grace has been used on the blue team. So the red team could pop both to the death and Heaven's Grace if they have it on their alliance skill bar. Also, there's other skills that give you all damage bonuses that would give you even more superior of a damage output. So for instance, you could go to the death, then you could use total vision. Both of those stacked together is more overall damage than doing to the death, mystical formation, and war drums. So if you want to go all damage, that total vision plus to the death is the way to go. We did posturize earlier in the 13 UTC match that we were casting here that you could maybe even utilize the Master Strategy skill, which also gives a damage bonus via attack. But you could use the Master Strategy to possibly move the Ark of Osiris carrier instantly across the map. You just have to time it right. I think somebody needs to test that out to see if the Ark drops whenever you do that, or if the Ark carrier is selected whenever that skill is used. Something to look into. Dust up being used. Looks like SV68 looking to start the engagement. Red team using total vision. Blue team using total vision. Blue team using Heaven's Grace. Again, red team using Heaven's Grace. So no to the death. That is interesting. So no to the death with this arc being a must win for the red team. I will also say red team took the Shrine of Life on the top lane and are still attacking the Shrine of War and the Sky Altar on the bottom lane. Is this an intentional move? Or did SV68 really just go all in on the middle and say all we got to do is win this arc and we win? Red team going back with sad faces pretty significantly right now, and blue team also losing some marches, don't get me wrong, but not quite at the same clip as the red team. I'm really surprised they didn't use To the Death. If they have it available in their bar, they probably should have used that with Total Vision or that with Heaven's Grace. And now, as we zoom out, you can see the true picture of it. The blue team sending back lots of red, sad faces. And the blue team looks to wipe this mid-fight again. Hidden Sentry being used by the blue team on the bottom lane. Same spot they did last time. Gives them good vision for the reinforcements to the Sky Altar, which is under heavy assault. May still go down, actually, but Jadwiga holding firm. Arc is available, but blue team has the area pretty well quarantined. They said red, no go, and that's exactly what happened. Blue team walking back again, same player. Bringing that Arc of Osiris back to their side. And now here we go. The red team route is on. Blue team coming through over here to likely start to attack this Desert Altar and Shrine of War. In fact, they've already arrived at the Shrine of War. Blue team attacking open field, waiting for the rest of their marches to come back. Red team starting to push towards the Desert Altar. Possibly okay with losing this Shrine of War here. Blue team doing the same thing on the left side, like we said. Coming over here to the Desert Altar to either take it or get their marches back faster so they can redeploy. Osiris League is in effect this week. This is the second set of matches today. Round 3 of the first stage of Osiris League Season 7. Whoever wins these matches and ends up as the top 2 alliances in their respective groups will move on to the final 16 round, where they will start to face each other in hopes of going towards that ultimate victory of winning their realm's Osiris League Championship and getting one of those sweet Egyptian wing deals on their alliance flag so they can show that off. This is Realm of Anubis, so the folks that are fighting in front of you today are also going to eventually fight. Likely, whoever fights the top tier will be 60 GT and 60 MX, possibly WIB. In the semis and the quarters and possibly the finals. Red team taking the Shrine of War again, just keeping it. Holding firm. That's extra points in their favor, 640 to 510, but again, just not enough to offset a third lost Arc. Arc area is empty. This Desert Altar is looking contentious, but ultimately full of blue players that can handle the deal here. Desert Altar over here, held strong by red team, but again, red team understanding the deal. Arc is captured. So 33,000 to 24,000 is the rough endgame point here. We'll see a couple thousand added to both sides here from a structural standpoint with 6 minutes, 30 seconds left until this match is over. Shrine of War being taken by the blue team eventually with all these red marches around. Not able to prevent it. Yikes. Okay, blue team taking structures they shouldn't be taking. Desert Altar, this looks to be the fun fight to watch right now as we count down the final minutes of this match. Blue team SV68 looking to cinch the victory against their opponent WA49 on the red team. And this is looking like a fun fight, but ultimately blue team looks to be the victor of this match, and we're finally counting down these last 6 minutes of the battle. Shrine of War, however, Henry looking solid, not scared at all of the 30 marches coming his direction and getting swarmed. He should be, but he's not currently. Desert Altar here being held very firmly by the blue team and looks to be held against what was a heavy push by the red team. Red team still holding. There we go. I was going to say, I thought that should be taken by now. What happened? WA49 pulling some marches over here on the bottom lane. Big battle royale over here by the Sphinx on the bottom lane from both teams here. Just doing what they can. Let's check some point totals here. 176,000 on the red team. 151,000 on the blue team. So red team might lose, but they might have the MVP as well. Depends on how the rest of these 5 minutes play out. Red team still has a slight points per minute advantage, 80 points, which is, again, for 5 minutes. That's 400 points total. case you don't want to do the math. And they would have to keep that for the rest of the match, which has been proving difficult against this very strong SV68 blue team. WA49 did a good job, though. They've done a great job in taking structures. They did a great job in strategy-wise, just being where they needed to be. The problem was blue team just really dominated that middle fight. And when you lose 3 arcs, that's a lot of points, guys. That's 3,000 plus 3,500 plus 4,000. That's 10,500 points. And right now, it's a less than 10,000 point match. So that was the difference in this match. Blue team really securing the victory by winning all 3 middle fights to get those 3 arcs in their pocket. 4 minutes left as we start to see the rest of this match play out. Hidden sentry being placed again. Okay. Are they looking for provisioners? I guess so. That's it. That's an interesting sentry to place. Just looking for some provisioners. For this guy, I guess, just to run around and kill provisioners. Huh. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I don't know if it's necessarily heavily point generating, but what else are you going to do with it, right? You got 3 minutes left. It's not a bad idea. I'll accept that. Yeah, so now this player, we got multiple players. Okay, so this is red team's vision. If they don't get out of the caravan in time, they lose everything that they've farmed. And if it's one of those marches that's been farming nonstop the whole match, that could be huge. Here comes another one. It's the same player, so he knows that they're coming. This is a different player, so you never know. But anyway, provisioning in Osiris League. Look at that. Still alive and well. Provisioning and counter-provisioning. Rally still being fired off by the red team. Never one to let go and quit. Red team holding this desert altar pretty firmly here, open field-wise. Garrison looking a little light, but see how it goes. Desert altar again on the top lane held by the red team, at least for right now. Lots of marches around here for the red team to continue to hold this, although looks to be very tough with a very strong blue contingent coming down from their starting area. Sky Altar and a heavy assault too. Looks like blue team really going to be able to hold this possibly for the remainder of the match. Only 2 minutes and some change left until this match is officially over. That may hold, in fact, for blue the rest of the match. 440 to 440 points per minute wise, equally on each side. So points per minute wise, everything's knotted up. It's just a matter of the cool 8,000 points that blue currently has acquired more than the red team that will decide this matchup. Red team going to lose this structure just before the building starts generating points for it. 8 seconds, 7. And blue team taking it back. Wow. No points given. Wow. This looked secure. This looked very secure for the red team, and instead maybe they went to somewhere else. Or they all just died. I mean, that's a lot of sad faces. I thought for sure they had this held. 1 minute left on this matchup. Blue looking very strong with all 4 altars. And again, it's just kind of sticking the point home that they, in fact, are going to win this match. And red team, again, doing a great job of making it a match up to the very end, but ultimately just could not get one of these. Could not get a Temple of Osiris arc to spawn and let them take it back. Blue team had a lot to do with that. Blue team really using a good, strong strategy from an alliance skill standpoint. And ultimately, SV68 will take the victory here with 40 seconds left. Man, oh man. Very, very solid from both teams here. Blue team was definitely the higher classed opponent here if we have to take a peek at everything. Swift Stride being used by the red team so that everybody can move just a smidge faster wherever they're going with 25 seconds left. Just burning through some alliance skills. Is there any more provision kills over here? Looks like there might have been. I'd be interested to see what the provisioning numbers are towards the end with 10 seconds left until this match is over. Shrine of Life still held by red. Red now owning this Shrine of War on the bottom lane 2. And 1 second left, and here we go. WA49 goes down to SV68. SV68 with the victory, but WA49 last laughed, won the MVP at least. I'm sure that WA49 would much prefer the victory, but they did get MVP instead. SV68 really winning that last matchup from Kingdom 2268. Again, the ARC score here, the tail of the tape, WA49 doing a significant amount of provisioning. You wonder if maybe they should have taken some of the provisioning marches that they had and dedicated them more to the middle. They could have possibly won one of those arcs and made this a closer match. In fact, if it was the last arc that they pulled in, that would have been the difference. It's a 8,000 point swing in favor of the red team. Negative 4,000 here and plus positive 4,000 on the red team. That would have won them, but again, they wouldn't have also gotten as much provision points. I feel like the provision points aren't as efficient to get as they are in the middle for that big stack of 4,000 points you get when you win an arc. But that is the second round. The second round of matches for today. Round 3 complete in my book. We have a couple more matches at 19 UTC as well coming up, although not on this channel. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. My name is Dragothian. Really enjoyed being your host today. That being said, I'll look forward to seeing you guys next weekend as we go into the round of 16. We'll see some more fights. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in chat with me there. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Take care. I'll see you guys next time.